So Haley Pham just released a new book and I am so excited to read it, and I thought it would be fun to do a little reading vlog. However, I am really bad at doing like a whole synopsis and talking to the camera about a book. For some reason, whenever I start talking, my mind just goes blank on whatever I think. So instead, I decided to just record all the random moments that I rant to my husband about the book, because that is my natural pattern whenever I'm reading. I just have to tell him everything about the book. Anyway, I'm gonna record all those moments and share them with you.
I wanna dance, I wanna sing, I wanna. And if it's true, I go to you. God, I know it's okay. I need to know, are you the one that I could call on? I wanna dance, I wanna sing, I wanna dance to the sunlight go. Give me your hand so you hold me close. I'll open up the world and it give me hope.
So far, what I like about it, number one, is that the main character is Asian American from Vietnam. Love that. That's automatically, it makes it different from like any other romance rom-com that I've read. And so far the aunt is dying from stage 4 lung cancer, and I love that like she's writing it in a way that's not having depth or emotion for just depth or emotion's sake. Like it actually like makes me tear up, because I don't know, she's writing it very naturally. I've read some books where it's like, I'm struggling with this panic attack, and I've had a panic disorder since it feels like they're just trying to throw in some type of depth for the sake of having depth for a romance story. Whereas this just, I don't know, it doesn't feel that way. She the writing is actually really good. So far. I'm just nervous. I'm nervous where it's all gonna go. Because so far, I feel like actually has like a 4-star texture so far, which I'm fully expecting to give it 3 stars, which is not bad. A 3-star book on your debut novel. It's I think it's a rom-com or just a romance. Like, I think that's solid. But right now, it's having like a 4-star feel. I don't know. We'll see. I almost wish I didn't know who wrote it, because I feel like I'm like looking through it. Yeah, well, not biased in the worst way. Like if one of my sisters wrote a book, I feel like when someone you know writes a book, you kind of expect it to be amateur. Yeah, baby. Mama. You expect it to be amateur writing, but this feels like very seasoned. That's what I like about it. It feels very seasoned. There's layers to it. Like the love interest just got introduced, which apparently they were like together at one point and broke up, and so they just found each other again. And even in that, there's layers. I'm gonna go take a shower. Okay, I finally started reading Just Friends again, and I have some thoughts. So the love interest was just introduced. I explained before that she was dating this guy in high school, and then something happened and they stopped dating. Are you watching? Are you listening? They stopped dating, and so her aunt gets sick, and so she goes back to her hometown and goes to apply at a bookstore to work at, and he ends up being the manager. So they meet, and it's the first time they've seen each other in 4 years, apparently. But he pretends like he doesn't even, like, he's not surprised to see her, but he also doesn't give any emotion. He's just kind of stoic, I guess. But it's kind of getting a little annoying. So she applies. He gives her an interview, and the whole time he's asking questions like, what are 3 qualities about you, or your best qualities, or something. And he's acting like there's so far there's been no dialogue where they actually like know each other or acknowledge each other. It's really weird, and it's kind of like, did he lose his memory or something? Because that's the only thing for me that can justify their whole interaction. So she just got an email that she got the job, and so she just showed up for her first day, I guess, or whatever. I don't know like why she's there, but I'm waiting for their interactions to get better, because like why isn't he giving anything? I think it's kind of annoying.
Does she like the main character ask herself?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
make it seem like, oh, why is he acting like this?
Kind of, yeah. But also when she got the email that she got the job, it was just like, you can start on this day, Declan, that's his name. And she was like, why wouldn't he just deny my application? And why wouldn't he just leave off his signature? Like, does he still, and she's insinuating like, does he still have feelings, or does he want me to be there, etc. But I'm just like, this is a weird way to go about it. Like, this is not, I don't know, this is weird so far. And before, they were doing flashbacks to when they were in high school, and that's where all like romance books lose me, because it's hard to do banter well. Like, dialogue between the two love interests to me is really hard to do in a way that's not cringy or just like juvenile, and so that part is kind of, I don't know. So far it's at a solid 3 stars. What I love about it, I have no idea that Haley Pham wrote this. Like, I could have picked this book up off the shelf, and I would have picked this book up, and I would have no idea that just like a YouTuber wrote this who's younger than me, you know, which I like. Like, the writing is at least at that level where it doesn't sound amateur. It just sounds like a solid, I've read so many rom-coms just like this, which is a good thing. Like, it's a compliment. Like, you fit into the niche. So I guess I should film myself talking about the end. Go into my review. Yeah, so everything I felt at the beginning is still true. Like, I really like that they were Asian Americans. For me, I just feel like that was different to read about. And she included stuff about, like, very nuanced, niche stuff about Asian culture, like how they have a hard time expressing their emotions and stuff like that, which made it different than a lot of the books that I've read before. And I feel like I just was reading another romance book that I've read before by people of the same genre. Like, I'm very shocked that that was her debut novel. Like, it was actually really well written, but I always rate those books 3 stars. Like, you're not going to get above 3 stars for me unless it's like amazing banter. Just it's gotta there are really cute moments, but like the relationship seemed really weird. So you find out the reason why he was all stoic and not talking was because he thought that she never wanted to see him again, and that's why he stopped talking to her for 4 years. But he had tried to send her a letter, but apparently his mom kept the letter from getting to her. So she never got the letter, and then she thought he never wanted to talk to her again. The flow of how that all played out was a little stilted, and I feel like he had no charisma. He had no, like, I wasn't necessarily rooting for him. He seemed broody to me, just like, I've always loved you. That's what it seemed like. Like, he was like, I bought this house and I've been waiting for you to return and don't go nowhere. I just found a review, and she's going through all the characters, and when she gets to Declan, the main character, she said the same thing as me. She said, so low-key, this man has no personality. He was all, yeah, I'm rich and I played football in high school and then had this accident and then like secrets and also my mom is a B word. It's literally, yeah, that was kind of my one hang up about their relationship is like he just felt kind of, where's your Riz? Where's your, yeah. I think I just realized that's what charisma is. Riz. I really also hate that everyone is saying that she's trying to use big words. I'm like, maybe your vocabulary just isn't big, because they'll say words like, what is the word? Irrevocably. I mean, there was literally not one word that there was one time I think she did say esophagus, and I'm like, you could have just said throat. But all the other words, it's like when you're a reader, you pick up words and they just come to your brain at the right time, and you use different words than someone who's not a reader. I wish people would stop trying to pretend like they're in her brain, saying that she's trying to use big words. I genuinely think that's just how she talks. Or she had a thesaurus and she tried to be, that's how she writes.
Books. How you talk.
Yeah. I have to yield to a conglomerate of pedestrians. I mean, once I learned the word conglomerate, I used it more because it is more accurate and it paints a more accurate picture than saying a bunch. You know, in some settings, saying conglomerate paints a better picture. Like, just because you don't use that word, you sound silly saying, oh, you just use big words. You think you're smart because you use big words. And it's like, grow up. Who are these people writing these reviews? She said it gets distracting. Like,
I don't know what this means. I gotta go look it up on ChatGPT.
I gotta Google words, and so it's your fault. Like, what? This part is funny. I was waiting for Declan to admit he's always thought about filming challenges for YouTube and creating a healthy candy. But she did say she wrote it after her relationship. Will agree. The relationship did feel like rushed. The relationship took too long and not long enough at the same time. I will say that. I also hate when people comment on someone's experience with money. She said, last thing I'm sorry to say is because Haley is loaded, it's very clear she doesn't know how to write a struggle character. It's like, you literally know nothing about that woman.
Oh my goodness.
No, there is no more ruthless people than people in Goodreads comments. So my official rating of Just Friends is 3 stars. I would say it's a solid 3 stars, maybe even 3.25, especially because it's a debut novel, and I just think as a debut novel, this was fabulous. This was really good. Obviously, room for improvement, but if this is where she's starting from, like, way to go. One thing I did say during that part that was really blurry, and I just cut it out because I couldn't deal with watching it be so blurry. It would have been really cool if she just wrote this book under some fake name, and then after it was all said and done and people read it and like, oh, I wrote a book, and then put out that documentary she made that took her 4 years to write. But anyway, 3 stars. Great job.
I wanna dance, I wanna sing, I wanna. And if it's true, I